Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I'm continuing with Resident Evil 2, the Claire A scenario. So last time we picked up a brand new weapon, and that is the Spark Shot, and we are going to be putting that Spark Shot to use in this particular episode, as we are going to be taking on a second of our boss battles. So you'll notice I also had a couple of green herbs, and that is because sometimes this boss can be difficult if you allow it to get close to you and hit you with its massive claw. But we're gonna try to keep that from happening. So what we need to do is head to the factory area, which is in fact the last area of the game. And to get there we have to take, Sherry takes a nice little lap there. We have to take this tram down on this little ramp thing that we're currently on. There are some flame rounds over here in the corner. But to activate this tram, what we have to do is head into the cabin and grab the key off the wall. This is the C panel key for control panel key, of course. And it has a D on it for some reason. Descend, maybe? I don't know. That's what we're going to be using it for. So you do have to go all the way back out. Put the key into the control panel and then activate it. So thank you, Capcom, for making us do ridiculous, silly little tasks like this. It can't already be in the panel. No. It has to be a situation where we have to go into the tram and then get the key. Nice little air horn there. So let's go for a ride.
My stomach hurts. Hang in there, Sherry. My forehead's burning up. I've got to hurry before the embryos pupate.
Well, lucky for you, Sherry, you're unconscious. I'm the one that's gonna have to deal with that threat outside. And this little panel here is why it's going to prevent you from getting back in. So a nice little thing there. So we don't have to worry about that. We will have to fight this boss to the death as the door locks behind us. So let's do that then. I love how he throws that at you. Goodbye, human head. Hello, eyeball in the shoulder. And a massive claw. Hey there. So run, and then turn around and use the incredibly loud spark shot. You can usually get 2 to 3 shots off, run away, turn around, and then shoot a couple more times. Run away again, and then continue this pattern. Get lucky, like I seem to be. You can actually kill him off before he gets too close. Let's see if we can knock him down to his knee. Yes. That does not mean he's dead. It will take a couple more, or one more shot to kill him. Nice. And he bled out, which means he's dead, right? But okay, there we go. We found a use for the spark shot. And that is the only time I'm going to be using the spark shot. From now on, for the rest of the game, I'm going to be using my grenade launcher. But let's finish up this tram ride.
Sherry.
Uh-oh, it's gone. Shocking, I know. So we're gonna take Sherry into this little room here so that she can rest. And there'll be a little bit more dialogue here.
Claire? Oh, you're finally awake. Isn't this... That's okay. You keep it. I'm sure it'll keep you safe.
Thank you, Claire. Even though I'm an only child, neither of my parents ever spent much time with me because of their work. I grew up alone, but now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
Sherry. Rest here for a bit. I'll be right back, as soon as I found the antidote for you.
So apparently Claire's vest also fits Sherry. So that means it's a one-size-fits-all, sort of, right? There are a couple items in this room for us to pick up. Some ammo and a herb as well. And of course, with all of those items and our boss battle complete, we will do some item management in the box, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so as you notice, I have my grenade launcher with explosive rounds and also flame rounds, and I also picked up the lighter. That is because we will need the lighter for a room coming up. You don't absolutely need it, it is an optional room, but there is some good items in it, so we might as well take it. So we are now in the laboratories, or the factory, basically where William Birkin was doing his research on the G virus. And you'll notice that the breaker system is actually down, so what we need to do is find a fuse in order to get it all powered up again. Otherwise, we are not able to access a few rooms, including some rooms we have to get to in order to progress the story. So our first task is to head down this hallway. There is a card reader and a locked door. The card reader is not functional right now because the power is down. So we need to head into the only room we can access, which is this frozen room here. And no, they're not keeping meat in here. They're keeping a first aid spray and the fuse. Once again, Capcom makes us do a silly little fetch task here where we have to pick up an item and then use it a few feet from where you get the item. So we have to take this fuse over to this machine and insert it. Nice job, robot arm. Rob the robot would be proud. But there we go. Now we have the main fuse. So now we have to, of course, take that all the way back to that little intersection and jam this into the floor unit, the main breaker, to bring the power back online. And all that really does is allow you to access some switches to open some doors. So that's their way of locking off particular areas of this place without having to get keys. Although we will have to get a key card. So let's run back to the intersection, and then we will select the fuse from our item inventory and insert it into the breaker. The color changes telling you, hey, we have power again. So you could head back to that area we were just in, but there's really not anything back there. We'll be going back there anyway in a little bit. So instead, we're going to bypass this little switch on the wall. We will come back to that. But we're going to head into this room, which is another optional area. So there's something creepy going on in this room. We're gonna avoid it for now. Grab some bowgun bolts. We're not gonna be using the bowgun anymore. And then we will check out this memo, which talks about their security procedures in case there is a problem. Which is good, because, you know, Umbrella does have issues with security. And they are up to such nefarious things that they need to have a procedure in place in order to deal with, you know, an outbreak of their zombie virus. So basically it talks about the fact that things will shut down, that there's a train that'll take you out of town if there is a catastrophe, unless there's a major kind of outbreak on the train as well. And then what will happen is it'll actually blow the train up. So we need to find that train to get out of here and hope that there's not anything bad going on so it blows the train up. Now this computer allows you to activate the anti-BOW or biological organism weapon or something like that. And then this memo tells you there's a computer that we can log into using the username guest. Now over in the corner, there is a plant kind of waving at us. Luckily this researcher has put oil on it, so we're going to use our lighter to burn it. But the anti-BOW spray, basically what you can do is activate that and it will cause the enemies in this area to become weaker. The problem with it is if you activate it in this scenario, it'll make the enemies weaker for Claire, but then in Leon's B scenario, it'll actually make the enemies stronger. So we're not going to do that. We'll just leave the enemies at their current strength because they're bad enough in the B scenarios. Oh, come on. Stupid lickers. How dare you take 3 shots, you freaks. But we used 3 grenade rounds, I think. And there are 12 rounds in this cabinet. So that is, of course, a net gain for us. And the other thing in this area is some ink ribbons as well over in the corner. And that is it. So as you saw, optional area. Nothing essential in either of these rooms. Just a little bit of information and a couple extra items. But the grenade rounds will come in handy because we will have lots of lickers to fight. But I'm going to switch over to my flame rounds because we have some new enemies to take on. And that is a plant-based enemy that is unique to this particular area of the game. So they will spit at you and can actually poison you. So we want to run away. Use your auto-targeting. Shoot about 2 to 3 rounds, and that will cause them both to die because the flame rounds will actually affect both of them. And if you burn them, you do not have to worry about their secondary attack. And there is another one right outside this door, so make sure to take care of that one too. But if you kill them with conventional weapons, like, for example, the bow gun or a shotgun, what'll happen is they can still whip you for damage with some of their tentacles as you walk by. So basically we're not going to do that because we have plenty of flame rounds to take them out. And we're actually going to use the flame rounds still because we have so many of them to take on any zombies we might find. And I'm just going to walk by this really freaky plant. Nothing to say, other than it's freaky. But we have another corridor to go through. We'll have to take on some lickers. There's one at the end of the hall up here. Let's approach it. As this one drops down. Well, that one only took 2. So that's good. I wonder if that's, maybe the other one took 3 because... Oh, come on. What the heck? Well, I was gonna say, maybe some of the previous ones took 3. Oh, dang it, and I'm injured. Because I was shooting multiple at once, so each one didn't affect the liquor fully. But I think I was only shooting that one, so that didn't make sense. Now there is, I think, one more. Isn't there? Is there one up here? Maybe I killed it. I think I got lucky and actually killed it. Okay, well, there's 3 of them, so I took them all out. And that door I just passed, that is the final area of the game. We cannot access that yet. We will need a special item called the MO disc or Mo disc. And this is a save room, even though we don't get the save music. So we're gonna access the computer panel to get a lab map, and then we're gonna call it an episode, and next time we will continue onward. So as always, viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time as we finish exploring the laboratory and begin the final stretch of the game towards the final boss. So long.